everyone, and welcome to December 2021 monthly vibe. I cannot believe that we're already at the end of this year. And last year, when I did the Vision Quest in January, I did mention how quickly this year is going to fly by. And truly, with the influence of Uranus, Uranus is a planet of unpredictability, but it also allows things to go very swift. It rules technology, it rules movement, and this definitely was one where we moved very, very quickly, and it was 100% unpredictable. So for those of you that are logging in for the first time, I'm Janet Namaste, and I channel in the energy of the month, utilizing my connection with my guides that I've been doing since the moment of birth, I guess. And if you're loving these videos, I ask you that you subscribe, and we'll have other guests also that will be sharing this platform. So you'll get a notification when they log on and when they do different classes as well. And also this month, I am doing another free offering, which is Find Your Missing Piece Masterclass. And that's going to be live Tuesday, December 28th. It's going to be on Zoom. And it's by donation only. As you know that I love St. Jude's Foundation, and every year it's very close to my heart. So all of the donations, all the proceeds are going to be going through that. So I will put the link on afterwards. And the other offering that I want to mention is that if you were really enjoying these monthly vibes and you're really this is basically your GPS of your month. This is the GPS that connects to your soul. And after we do these transmissions, we tune in and do a meditation. And truly, if you log on live, then there's one person that always wins a free live reading. I don't do this on YouTube, but I do this in our private, sacred space when we're all here in community. So please feel free to go on my website and just register. So on January 15th, from 1 to 3:30, January 15, 2022, there is something that I do once a year. It's called the Vision Quest. And this is the monthly GPS of your soul to guide you, to help manifest miracles in your life, and also to help reprogram any past subconscious patterning and programs that no longer serve, because 2022 is going to be a year in which the main themes is love and sacrifice. And it's not about sacrificing the essence of who we actually are. It's actually removing the layers of the untruths, of the false facades that we have put upon ourselves, on our armor perhaps, and that things that we used as a shield. And these are things that it's hidden in our subconscious patterning. We may not even know that it's within us, that it's embedded. So that is something that we help remove. So you go into the year with the tabula rasa, with a clean slate, and very gracefully, and without being blindfolded, because this year, December 2021, the way that we're ending it really is, the main theme is of eradicating fear. And one thing that I am going to share, something super vulnerable, the past 3 weeks, I think, of my life, or I think the darkest of, and I don't want to say dark in terms of I had the dark night of a soul, or, of the soul, but I was truly tested of my faith, of what it is that my belief system, the patterning, my subconscious programming, and really the capacity of love and acceptance. And it really was one of the most difficult, challenging 3 weeks of my entire life. But I'm here today. And it's not once, it's not even like where I need a trophy that I didn't go into victim mode. Was there fear? 100%, because we are souls going through a human experience. And there are certain things, of course, that we must keep private to ourselves. There are other things that we, especially in community, it's important that we share, because it allows the emotions that are within us to feel a place where it doesn't have to feel trapped, or where you may feel that misunderstood, or a place where you may feel it's as if you're locked in this armor, in this castle, and somebody threw away the key. You should never feel that way. There is help, there is support, and there's this theme. If you follow social media, if you follow me on Instagram, and even, Kristen Collins and the Heal documentary, Rob Morgan's, like all of these healers that it's not that I promote, but that have been really, they played such an important, potent role in my life that I share with all. But you'll see that the theme that everyone's speaking about is about trauma, because what these eclipses actually do, the past eclipses run in pairs. They travel in pairs. They don't run in pairs. They travel in pairs, and it's within this like 2-week period. But this particular eclipse pattern is something that we're going to feel for the next 6 months. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a shedding for the past 6 months where it's going to be very tumultuous and tedious, because there'll be moments. What eclipses do is it detoxifies our past belief system. And sometimes it disrupts, like literally you feel like the rug is being pulled underneath you. So we experienced the lunar eclipse back in November, right? It was the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. As always, I am not an astrologer. and what we're going to be experiencing on December 4th and December 5th it's going to be a solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is going to be where it's a new moon in Sagittarius. And we are in the month of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is the archetype of a teacher, of a leader, of someone who loves to travel, someone who loves to discover things. And what is happening through this like eclipse time, it is a time of letting go of what we may hear on the media, because there's 100,000,000% going to be discrepancies out there, and of what is the truth and what is your truth. And it's imperative that you are loyal to yourself. So eclipses remove the facade of other people's energies from you, maybe not in the most, graceful way, but what it does also, it helps us clear out karma. And there is no such thing as punishment on this planet Earth. I don't believe in punishment, but there is a law of balance, right? There's as you give, so shall you receive, which is actually this entire month of December. Like right now, we're in the midst of Hanukkah. We're going into Christmas and Yule. There's Kwanzaa. Like this is like the time of like the festivities of light. Why? Why is it the festivities of light? Because this is the time of the most dark. This is a dark period. Many people here, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going through our winter. There's going to be our winter solstice on the 21st of December, right? For everyone, actually. But here in the Northern Hemisphere, that is the longest day of darkness. But know this, that if there is one candle lit up in the room, that can light up the entire room. So this entire month, even like when I love to drive around in Brooklyn, like in Bensonhurst area, like where they have the most beautiful homes lit up with incredible like Christmas lights and everything like that. And I love to go to Rockefeller and see the tree and all these things, like even like walking on Fifth Avenue in Madison and seeing like how, the storefronts are, these things. It's to raise the vibrations. It's a season of giving and receiving. But the eclipses during these, like at the end of November, all the way up to December 3rd, 4th, depending on where you are in the world, what it is that it's going to be exposing you're going to hear a lot of like fear that is trying to that is going to be trying to be infiltrated on us, like through media, whether it through be social media, whether it be through television. I don't watch TV, I don't watch the news. I find out sometimes through my VIP clients, through my community, through and my husband, he tells me sometimes, and I say, why do you watch all this stuff? but the thing is that we do live in this duality, and we can't just live on top of it would be great to live in in Tibet on top of a mountain, and in an ashram in India perhaps, and be surrounded by such purity and love all the time. But when we live in this world where we have to play many roles, of balancing our career, families, relationships, spirituality, the most imperative thing throughout this time is you're going to find your way back home to you. So karma is being like cleared out during this eclipse season on a collective basis. That's why there's this like third mutation of the COVID virus. Now, let me tell you something. There are mutations of the flu virus every single year. We can't go back to the way it used to be. It's about adapting to the newness. And that's the energy of Uranus. It's like all of a sudden this happens and all of a sudden that happens. But with an open heart and filling our vessel in every single day, connecting, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through meditation, whether it's being part of a meditation group or community. I keep on saying community, but that's probably my subconscious saying it's time to launch the Soul Star membership for everyone. But what it is that it's important to delve into our hearts, because I'll tell you, the past 3 weeks, if I was not dedicated to my practice, it would have been extremely challenging not to, to lose touch with being strong, of connecting. There were miracles that happened before my eyes, like miracles. And as you know, the reason why I teach others about healing and meditation and connecting to manifestation is because I myself have experienced numerous miracles before my eyes and within myself and my close-knit family and friends. So therefore, I want to share it with you all. So this is what I have experienced. And truly, it's a time when we're going to be tested, which is, sorry, I like to sit in easy pose. What we're going to be tested this month of December is one where we're going to be tuning into the inner child. The lessons around us has the energy of Jupiter, which is about expansion. So we're really expanding in and tuning in of our inner child, and not to look at outside voids or outside vices to fill the void inside of us. A lot of trauma, as I was speaking about before, that's the theme right now of eradicating trauma. You can't eradicate trauma. We have to accept that certain things have had happened to us or to a family member or to someone that we love, and even to what's happening in society and to the kids. There is so much, energy of people getting separated because of their opinions, their beliefs, even in households. And that is what's going to be challenged also from now until the beginning of March. It's going to be relationships. A lot of relationships that you've known are going to be severed. I'm not speaking about like divorce or being separated, but that can happen also. I don't tell anybody to ever divorce, only if God forbid, because you should never get involved in other people's relationships. Only, God forbid, if it is an emergency or an abusive situation. So that's what I always tell people. It's like a lot people need to figure out their relationship karma on their own in a sense, but be a support. And so this is what is going to be tested most, is our relationships. It's about self-love, because December 2021 is the energy of Saturn. It equals the number 8 on a numerological standpoint. And 8 is infinite strength. So it's, are you going to love yourself with, infinitely, or are you going to criticize yourself infinitely? Are you going to be flexible in the changes of the ebbs and flow of December? Because boy, when I tell you, as each day goes by, it feels like 1 month has gone by. And it's the amount of wisdom that I've just attained in 3 weeks. I am still integrating. And I'm in awe, but I'm in such appreciation, and yet continue to pray and tap into something even greater than is beyond you and I. So here we have, it's like the month of number 8, right? So this is a numerological 8. There are 2 master 11 numbers, which is that I'm gonna speak about when I go into granular. But this is definitely 8 equals even karma. And that's what the eclipses entail, of collective consciousness karma, of removing, and physicality. Saturn is like, it has to do with body also. And I'm ruled by Saturn. My birthday is, well, you don't know, but I'm a Cappy. So my birthday is coming up soon. So this is something where it's about responsibility, but you have to learn about flexibility. You must be flexible, because otherwise you're not going to see the forest for the trees, because this is a time where your intuitive insights are going to expand. This is now a time where you're going to be even clearing out, when I tell you clearing out, major detox of even family karma, huge family karma, and it's like, this is the time of being, and don't feel like you're the sacrificial, the sacrificial soul here. This is not about martyrdom at this moment in time. This is about, I came here, I signed my soul contract. I knew exactly what I was signing up for. And these people in my life and these situations, the COVIDs in the world, the politics in the world, the governments in the world, the people's opinions in the world, everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. It's the way that we are reacting to it. It's either you're adding on to your joy jar, into your open your heart to receive jar. When I say open your heart to receive, it's imperative that you start receiving the love that the universe wants to give you, even when the going gets tough. And the going will get tough. This is a month where it's, I don't teach from fear. Everyone knows this. I will never teach through fear, because there's nothing that you can't handle. But this is a time where we must tune into the light. This is the festival of lights, the light, the light, the light. Every time you light a candle, think about the light that is inside you, the soul that is always there, the soul that is the inner child that wants to express itself through joy. This is a month of laughter, of connecting to family, of tuning into your inner self. But the most important thing is to really tune into what it is that you are, that without going back and hitting yourself and beating yourself up, because that's Saturnian energy. This is like December, we go back and we're like, how come I didn't achieve this goal, all of these goals that I set forth before myself? We must celebrate the wisdom, because it was constantly changing. I can't say it was impossible, but I was supposed to launch my website in the beginning of the year of February of 2021. I just launched, I don't know, last week. Last week I launched my website, and I launched my podcast. It's not my podcast, it's everyone's podcast. So this is something, it took almost an entire year. And I like to get shit done. I'm very responsible. So this is the time to actually celebrate the processing of the ebbs and flow of changes, because right now we're wrapping up of what the entire year was all about. And this was a year where the lessons was about opening up our truth, our throat chakra, about what is our truth, and its truth is not just about speaking up, but it's also being an avid listener, to really listen when someone's speaking, because, or even reading something and reading that the knowledge, because that in itself balances out the fifth chakra. This was a year where it was about liberation and freedom, breaking out of of not wanting to conform, because we felt entrapped when it was like, 2020. We really felt like we were boxed in. And then when 2021 came, all of these traumas and hurts and a feeling of loss and feeling of neglect and feeling of abandonment came out, because we all as a collective have felt that. So we're not just clearing out personal karma, which is happening on a physical form. When I tell you physicality, where there's no such thing as all of a sudden I had, all of a sudden I have a pain in my belly. All of a sudden, this is the way our karma wants to be cleared, because it is a signal for us to pay attention to remove the emotional energy that is stuck, or that has, and I don't want to say stuck, but has basically made its home in an organ of ours, because each of our organs have a specific frequency that is associated, and it's balanced to whatever we view or experience. It is stored in that chakra and in that organ near that chakra, depending on how we're perceiving and how we're ingesting. But if we haven't digested as of yet through those eclipses that we experienced in November, and now in December 3rd and 4th that we're going to experience, then it's going to come out on a physical form. And this is time where it's almost like it feels at in a moment at a grieving period. Grieve if you need to grieve. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to, it's important that we let it out, because this is where whatever sadness, and it's interesting because sad is also seasonal, I forgot what A disorder is, but it has to do, or I forgot what A stands for, but it's when we're not going outside in the sun, and actually that we need light during that time. It's important that the light is what is going to balance us, and a blue light actually, which is 2021, that's the color blue. It actually even connects with Sagittarius, which we're in Sagittarius right now. That is what's going to heal. So if you have blue light, if you have a chromotherapy sauna, or if you could just even put a blue light on your computer and just kind of be exposed to that, that will balance it out. But if you are, it's important to these emotions that you're feeling, to let it out, to journal. And today I did a session in the morning with someone special, and it was interesting because it was a journaling prompt that came up about what it is like. We're doing this like beautiful healing journey. It's like, what is it that you're unclear about? What is it that you're unclear about? So going back to 2021, what are the things that you're still unclear about yourself, your soul's purpose, your soul's mission, whatever it may be? Write it down, journal about it. Just keep on, like, take your timer for whatever, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 60 seconds, give yourself 60 seconds, write it. And then you want to ask yourself, especially now, because this is the time where we want to learn, and of what it is that I want to learn. What the best investment that you can ever make is for yourself. It's soul, it's of giving back to your soul, because ultimately we don't get buried with our possessions. We don't get buried with certain things. People don't have a problem going and spending on dinner or on certain things. When it comes down to like their self-growth or a class or something, this has nothing to do with my class, doesn't matter, because I don't believe there's coercion when it comes down to spirituality. You are who you attract, and we vibe together. But people, when you want to invest in something, in education or in a university or something, do it. This adds on to your soul joy jar. So it's very important. So not only are you clearing your own family karma, which can be tough. It could be really, really, really tough. If it's important that you have, you create a space where it is sacred, and that you can help release these emotions. And it could be through body work, also through yoga, taking a walk outside. There's so many methods and there's so many ways to release, but to also, for the holidays, buy yourself a nice gift, buy yourself a nice robe, a blanket, something that makes you feel nurtured. Because for so long, you know, one thing that we really desired most is nurture. And that's how we're going to go into 2022, because it's love and sacrifice. And what do we want to sacrifice? We don't want to what we're sacrificing actually is the loyalty of the old patterning that no longer serves us anymore. And it's releasing that. So it's going to feel like, am I being disloyal? Am I betraying a part of myself? You're not, if the answer is love, because just as important it is to give, the intention behind the giving, especially now during giving gifts and everything like that, it's important to receive. Like when I give a gift, like I love giving gifts, and it's hard for me to receive, though. I have to tell you something with gifts. That's something that I had to learn, but I realized that it was a traumatic response, and I didn't know that it was that. But so when I give gifts, I like to, as a numerologist, I like to really tune into the energy of their name, of their life path, and what it is that they're going to be going through throughout the year. And I like to find a gift that would best match their vibrational match, for the year or something like that. That's just the way I do it. But you can, maybe for the holidays, you find out what somebody's name means or what their favorite color is. And that's the way, it's even when I give, a stone or something like that, and I bless the stone, it's always to the highest purpose of that person and what they're going to be going through throughout their journey, as for it to be like a lucky amulet. So let's get into granular work right now, because of where we're going to go in from. I just have to check my time. Yeah, we're good. We're going to go into of week by week. Okay. And there's going to be many changes. I could tell you that for sure. We're really delving into of what made us happy as kids, what we've seen as children that we no longer that we realize it's going to be coming out of the surface, that we're going to be clearing as well. So around, it's a lot of change around the beginning of December, which is now, it's the 2nd of December. And this is the time where we are really, it's opening up a whole, our hearts for healing, really for deep, real healing. We feel the energy that is around us. It's intensifying. And there are things where, like I mentioned, about what is your truth and what is somebody else's truth. It's of loving unconditionally. I love you for who you are, not who I would like for you to be, even though I may not agree with it. So around, it's tomorrow. It's between tomorrow and Saturday, depending on where you live. I think it's around 2:34 in the morning, 2-something a.m. Eastern time, when the super new moon total eclipse happens. And what that is that the earth, that's where we are on, right? The earth is going to be in front, and then right behind is the moon. And it's interesting because the moon is actually really much, much, much smaller than the moon. Than the sun. The moon is much smaller than the sun, but because of the proximity, sometimes in the sky, it looks like it's the same, or sometimes even bigger, depending on if it's a full moon. So then you have the earth, right behind you have the moon, and then right behind you have the sun, all in one straight line. So this is the time where it's almost like you get to unplug, because you don't, it's a new moon, but you don't, this is where you envision, brand new beginnings. It's a great time to plant the seeds, like it's of the new year, and also how you want to finish up this year with in grace. Celebrate those small victories are big victories for your soul, because if you don't celebrate those small victories, if something huge is going to come, the universe is going to be like, they're not going to celebrate it anyway, because she's or he's like doing something else. So you're not even going to realize. Celebrate life, because in a second, life can change. Life can change. So here we have, it's a time where it's like darkness in a sense, where you get to unplug all your devices, everything. It's like all of like the gas line, the electric line, everything just pauses for a moment, unplugs and resets. And that's what you're going to be feeling with the solar eclipse. So the solar, and it's a beautiful thing. And this is where we are affected, especially as empaths. Everyone who's listening to this is an empath. You feel things deeply. It's going to be very emotional at times. It's going to feel sluggish. We may feel that our bodies and everything like that are stiff. Take a bath, self-love care, do those things. It's not even, in an indulgence, it's a necessity. So around the time of, I want to say like around the time of Sunday or Monday, which is like the 5th or the 6th, whenever that is, we're now going to be integrating all that we've gone through, basically almost a month prior. But know that this effect, like I mentioned prior, is going to last for another 6 months. It is, and you get to clear out in grace, because there's a lot of conflict between restrictions, between rules, between freedom, like the whole world, and in your life in a very personal way. So you're gonna be tuning in, especially around the 11th and 12th of December. This is actually the master day. 12/12 is actually number 11, and this is a time where we can manifest a lot of great. Me with like 11/11 and 12/12. 12 is numerologically that equals the number 6. That's going to be that particular day, December 12th and December 21st, is going to mimic, almost like it's going to be the microcosm of the macrocosm of 2022. Okay, so be cognizant of your thoughts, of your actions, of your patterns. Do it with love, be forgiving, accept what is, and really embrace of what will be, because it's going to be epic. It's going to be beautiful. It's not going to be dark and bleak. Is it going to be tough? Nobody said it was going to be easy, but we got to enjoy the ride with the ones that we love close. And it's incredible. And this is like, when it's this energy, it's going to equal number 6. And also the 11 master day, which is 12/12. That's actually a master day. You get to go, it's like almost like when I picture 11, I picture like you're walking through like a trellis, like underneath like 2 pillars, and you're walking and it's like from one threshold to the other threshold. So you have that opportunity on that day, and you have it on the solstice. So it's beautiful. And then you're going to feel right in the middle of the month, which is December 13th. It's going to be a period in time where you're tuning into your heart center. And this is a time where numerologically, actually, that equals, that's my birthday type of thing. I'm not on December 13th though. So numerologically, I'm just doing the math really quickly, is that equals, it's the energy of the inner child again. So that mimics the whole entire month's theme of tuning in again, because really this is where there's going to be healing of the wounded child is going to be occurring. And so that's why be kind to yourself, be kind, be kind to others, because we're all going through this together. And it's dense. Absolutely. It's intense, but we got this. And then around the 19th and the 20th, depending on where you are in the world, this is a time where this is the full moon. This is a full moon. And this is a full moon in Gemini. And this is where there's going to be like mastery ascension. This is really like an amazing winter solstice. This is the solstice is on the 21st, but this is a time where there is connection and things in your life that is gathering momentum. And you just take the plunge in terms of like investing in whatever, in yourself, in others, and so on and so forth, because you're going to see how you're going to be open to receiving the gifts that and the abundance that is going to be coming in after March of 2022, not before too much, not before. It's about being a lion, not a sheep during that period in time, because it's time for big thinking, not to be a follower, to be a leader, to know that, you know, we're here to teach one another. There's no like hierarchy of I'm better or she's better or he's better. There are gurus out there, of course. You know, there are people that they've dedicated their life to knowledge, to wisdom, to whatever it is, and they're masters of their field. But you yourself have a purpose of your own mastery of your field as well. There's a lot of beauty that comes in from you that shines bright, you know. And on the 21st, of course, that's the solstice. And that is the final hasta la vista, baby, 2021, peace. It's the darkest, it's the longest like night, right? It's the day of the longest, where it's the darkness, right? Like the dark like is there for many hours. But then right after that, the light starts, you know, the days start getting longer. That's the day when the day is really short. It seems really short. But after the 21st, the days do get longer. And it's a sacred, beautiful time. And it's a time to ask yourself, what is the bigger picture here? What is the bigger picture? And then, you know, so go through it with wisdom and maturity, actually. Go through it with openness and of not fearing to get disappointed, because what I saw also, well, not what I saw, this is what we're all going to feel, is this transition in relationships. And that's going to start happening around the 20th of December, exactly like 18 days from today. It's going to happen where there's going to be a time where the energy of the planet Venus is going to go retrograde. So when Venus, you know, Venus is all about beauty, about love, aesthetics, harmony, compassion, passion, kindness. It rules finances, it rules homes, your domain, things like that. So the whole entire year next year is actually going to be ruled by this energy of Venus. In a sense, it's a collective, one of the collective lessons that we're going to be going through about the balance of the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, and of reflection, that the world is a reflection. But when it goes retrograde, which is going to happen in around the time of the solstice, all the way up to the beginning of March, this is where you, it's going to be a little bit of bickering, you know, it's going to be a little bit of bickering. It's going to be a time of where relationships are really going to get tested. Okay. I don't warn. I'm just telling you very nicely and I'm affirming. I'm affirming on that day. I'm going to be very kind to myself and be accepting of, because there are going to be separations of paths. It's not a time where you should do big investments on, it could be, because it may not be what it appears to be. It could be like, oh my God, I found a great, I don't know, a great home deal. Okay, when I say home deal, what am I talking about? A real estate deal. I found an incredible investment, or I want to, you know, because I do want to purchase actually a place, you know, a vacation home, a holiday. You know, my husband and I, we were talking about it for our entire lives, and 25 years passed. And I'm like, are we going to do this? Like, when are we going to do this? So basically, it may not appear what it is. So you may go in and be like, you know, this is a great investment. What a great price. What a great whatever. You negotiate, you're feeling good because there's a lot of Mars energy. It's fire, it's feisty, it's Saturn, it's my way. It's this kind of like a patriarchal type of thing. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? This thing has like, you know, old linoleum tiles. This has like, you know, fuchsia paint, like this, I'm not vibing this at all. So it is just advised, it's advisable during this time not to make a huge investment, even in relationships. I was laughing today with actually, I think with Mariama from Raw Real Talks. And I'm like, during this time, if we get a marriage proposal or anything, you must say no. And she's like, what are you talking about? But this is because really it may not appear what it is. So, but I'm not saying if you get a marriage proposal and it's meant to be, follow your heart, follow your heart. But it's something in which where everything with relationships, it may not appear. It's like this rose colored glasses that you wear, and then afterwards, and this energy is going to be lifted in mid-March. So the other thing is then at the end of December, on Christmas, this is the time when, and I think I wrote it here, me with my notes, you know me, I like to write my notes. This is a time where it's applying yourself of all the knowledge that you've attained throughout the year. This is a time where you must look really deeply into your priorities. What are your priorities? The promises that you've made, and to yourself. Because Venus, when it's in retrograde and everything like that, and at the end of the year, accept others, especially if you're going to be out with family or whatever, be very, take the higher road. Take the higher road. You don't need to be the loudest one or have the last word or anything like that. Some people maybe just want to be heard, or, you know, everyone evolves in their own time and space. That's really what's important, because at the end of the year, this is where it's a time of real self-care. It's a time of investing in our spiritual and our lifestyle. It's really of dedicating to our work that we came here to do. So that is our forecast. It is quite the month. I want you to have fun. I want you to be forgiving. I want for you to, whatever wish you have for yourself and for others, may come true in the most graceful way. I thank you all for supporting my YouTube channel, supporting this beautiful platform, for sharing, for caring, for subscribing, and being part of this beautiful community. So we have lots of things in store for you in 2022. And there will be the Soul Star membership. We'll have also the Vision Quest that I mentioned earlier, and I'll have all those links below. So until next time, I love you all, and we're going to just dive in we're going to do a very short yet very potent meditation right now. So just to get centered. So let's now dive into our heart space. We're going into our meditation of 2021, December 2021. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and just focus on my voice, letting any other noise or distractions just gently fade away. There's nowhere to be but to be right here, right now. And in your mind's eye, picture the most beautiful light or lights above you. And they are the color blue. And there are 8 lights that are above in a semicircle, all the way from your elbow going all the way to the top of your head. That's the 4th one. To the other elbow, from the left to the right. And these blue lights around you, they balance you, they bring joy. They allow you to tune into the frequency of your beautiful soul. So as you breathe in this beautiful energy, this healing light, which is connected to the light all around you, your beautiful auric field, the light above you, your faith, the creator, the I am. Breathing in this beautiful energy, allow it to permeate to the place that has the most tension. If you could visualize in your body, the place that throughout the year, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be emotional, but tune into the body part or the chakras as you scan your body from above to below, from left to right, tuning in to the energy of the tension, really focusing in of what has been stagnant or hurtful that's living there, and just acknowledge it. And this beautiful blue light is still illuminating all around you, giving you the sacred space to delve inside and to explore. And now visualize an old-fashioned key, one that they would give you if you lived in a castle or somewhere in Europe or South America or wherever the ancients, the keys that they used. And you use these keys. There's one specific key that opens up this armor of yours, this protective armor, this shield that you've been carrying throughout this year, perhaps even this lifetime or lifetimes. And gently open it up. Picture this door opening, allowing the armor to just fall away, as if you were playing with Legos and you built something and it just falls down. And as it falls down, with your beautiful heart that's illuminating now in that blue light as well, it gently pumps the energy of love, those 8 lights throughout, into that area. And if that area in your body, that spot, had a voice, what would it say? Would it say, "Thank you for paying attention to me"? Would it say, "Where have you been"? Whatever it says, just acknowledge it. Acknowledge it, truly. Listen to what it has to say, for it belongs to you. You've seen it, you've absorbed it, and you feel some sort of responsibility of housing it in your body. And now ask this particular body part, what is it that you're unclear of? And listen to what it has to say. And now ask, what is it that you need for me to release you? And allow now that heart of yours again to gently flood that area around as it nurtures and gives it love. For love is the food of our soul. Love is the ultimate healer. Love is the energy of the creator. Love is the creator inside of you. Allow that love to flood that area now. And say the words that you needed to say to that part. And if it's your heart in itself, tell it how much you love it. I love you. As you connect to the inner child inside of you that's always there, that has a voice, that wants to be seen, that wants to be heard, that wants to be respected, that wants comfort and balance and nurture. And now, thank the specific ailment, hurt, whatever it may be in your body, thank it. For waking you up, for allowing you now to pay attention, to be kinder to yourself, graceful in this healing process that you've gone through in your life, courageous in what you're stepping into as you shed away and allow this energy in total reverence. Send it off into the light of boundless love. Thank it for its presence. Allow the blue lights, all those 8 lights illuminating now, to go around your entire body, healing and clearing, dissipating. Allow that energy now that lived, whether it be a memory, that memory will always exist, whether it be grief or shame or guilt. Flood it with love. Allow any inflammation in your body to dissipate. Allow that soul of yours, that inner child now, to step forth and align with your head and your heart. And in the count of 3, it will completely dissolve from your field, never for it to come back to this reality. Filling up your heart and your lungs with so much love and fortitude. 1. Visualizing perhaps a vacuum around you, vacuuming any remnants of that hurt or density. 2, illuminating your entire body with the blue light, allowing all your chakras, your auric field to come into full balance. And 3, totally dissolving, feeling wonderful, integrating this beautiful light, recalibrating your auric field, your etheric field, connecting to your soul. And may this blue light protect you and allow you to come into remembrance each time you see a blue light or anything blue, of the strength, the courage for you to follow the voice of your soul and your destiny. Namaste. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed holiday. Have a blessed December. I love you all. And for those that are live on Zoom, whoever wants to stay on for the reading, please do so. For everyone else, please do subscribe. I love you. Many blessings. Happy holidays. Happy manifesting. Happy receiving and giving. You are the light. I love you. Namaste. Thank you.